Porsches are some of the most fun sports cars on the road. However, they do come at a hefty price tag. Porsche's two sports cars in their lineup, the 911, which will set you back at over $100,000. And there's also this one behind me in their lineup, the 718. The 911 is the one you really want to buy, but some people can't really deal with that $100,000 price tag, which is where the 718 comes in. The 718 is Porsche's more entry-level sports car, to be said, and I think it is the best sports car in their lineup. But today, I'm going to show you 5 things I love and hate about the Porsche 718. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. There are 2 models of the 718 you can buy. The one behind me, the convertible, is called the 718 Boxster. That starts at around $60,000 brand new. And then there's the coupe, which starts at around $50,000 brand new. And after options, you can find these brand new for around $70,000 to $80,000. That is what entry-level sports car to Porsche means. However, this owner bought theirs at the second-hand market, so they're the second owner of the car, so that means that they didn't pay nearly as much as brand new. After depreciation and things like that, this owner paid around $50,000. That is what an entry-level Porsche sports car that you can get. That means you can get for 50 grand, you can get a 718 Porsche for the price of a luxury SUV. The first thing I love about the 718 Boxster is the price of it. Yes, I already talked about the price. They do cost around, on the used market, they do range from $50,000 to $60,000 depending on which one you go for. This is the base model Boxster, so this is around 50 grand. Boxster S, you're gonna look for around 60 grand. Boxster GTS around 80 grand used. And the great thing about these is that they don't depreciate that much. First year when you buy them, they do depreciate, but they do hit a capping point and don't start depreciating as much. So this one has hit its capping point, so it won't depreciate as much, which is really nice. The second thing I love about the 718 Boxster is the design. I love the way this car looks. It has a lot of handsome creases, definitely around here, and I love the way it has this air intake, and then down here it's all very clean, and Porsche still try to make this a really good looking car for the price you're actually paying for it. Down here as well, I love the sporty bumpers and things like that. So all those little things combined do make a really nice car. Even though it isn't as pretty as the 911, I think this is still, it's just as pretty. I think I do love the look of this car, especially the back end of it. I just think that, I don't know, there's something about the back end that just really makes it look really unique in the Porsche lineup, but as well still sort of kind of fits. Especially it looks really good on these 19-inch Carrera S wheels this one has. Now, let's move on to the third thing I love about the Boxster, and that is the interior. I love the look of this interior. It is so up to date, and it is mainly timeless. In fact, this is a 2017, and you wouldn't be able to know if it was a 2017 because it is timeless. I love the way the center console separates you between the driver and the passenger. I love the screen up here, for example, and all the buttons are just crammed into it, and all these buttons on here, they're like look like an airplane cockpit. The dials are really beautiful. I love how sporty they look. The steering wheel, even though this is the base steering wheel, it is beautiful. And also, everything in here is just quality. I mean, you will not find a single piece of cheap plastic anywhere. This thing is built well, and at 19,270 miles on it, it is built really well. No creaking, no nothing. It is built to really well. I mean, there's just some creak on the air vents, but again, you're never going to touch those. But dashboard, all really nice soft material. Down here, this is all like wrapped in sort of like leatherette type of material. You have high quality metal, leather, everything like that, and even the paddles behind the steering wheel. These are all high quality metal. Usually they're plastic, but in this, they are metal. So interior, really nice place to be. These seats are beautiful. They are the perforated leather. I can go on and on about this interior, but it is just magnificent. The fourth thing I love about this car is the storage specifically on the outside. So since this is the 718 Boxster, there are a couple of main differences between the 911 and the Boxster. One thing's for sure, that the Boxster doesn't have a back seat because the convertible mechanism is here, so there's that, as well as the engine's right here, somewhere in there. So that means that since the engine is there, you have extra in the middle of the car. Unlike the rear in the 911, you have extra space for things. So if I have the key fob here, press just that button, you have an actual trunk in this car. So it has some detailing stuff in there, but a good sized trunk for maybe a small suitcase, a couple of soft bags, not bad. But obviously, since it is a Porsche, click the button on the key and you have the front trunk, which is also pretty deep. As you can see, that you can get maybe a bigger suitcase, some soft bags, and you also have storage inside the trunk. So it really is a practical sports car. I mean, you don't get this in like an Audi TT or or a BMW Z4. The combined room, I would say there's a combined room, I would say maybe in like a small economy car you maybe have the same amount of room. But yeah, really impressive, really impressive for a car like this, and especially a Porsche sports car. Really impressive, and that's one thing I love about this car. And the fourth thing I love about this car. Now the fifth thing I love about this car is the sound. It does have a different engine, which I'll get to in a minute, but this Porsche still made it to sound amazing. So let's listen to it, shall we? So, still sounds like a Porsche, that's for sure. Now you heard everything I love about the car, the 5 things I love about it. Now let's get into now let's get into the 5 things I hate about it. In reality, there are not 5 things I hate about it. There's only 3 things I hate about it. So don't worry, Porsche purists. There are only 3 things I hate about it, but one of them's kind of already been resolved. I'll start off with the not so big deal that's already been resolved, and that is the engine. So and for the 718 model year, which that is this one, it is a 718, Porsche decided to ditch the 4-liter, to ditch the flat 6 engines and put in a 2-liter Boxster engine, which, if you're wondering, which is why it's called Boxster, because it's a Boxster engine and it's a roadster. Just quickly that, but anyways, so that means that you don't have that amazing sound of a flat 6, but again, I can't really complain because this one still sounds amazing as well. But I mean, the flat 6 is that Porsche signature sound, and they replaced it with an engine out of a Subaru Impreza WRX, which still sounds nice, and this one still sounds really nice, but I mean, it isn't the Porsche sound. But don't worry, that's actually been resolved. For the 2021 model year, they replaced all Boxster engines with the Boxster, with the 4-liter, not the 4-liter, the flat 6 engine. So don't worry, they put flat 6s back in these now, but in 2017, 18, 19, and 20, they were all Boxster engines, which I can't really complain. They do sound nice, but that is one thing that I don't really like about this car. The 2 things I actually hate about this car that are probably never going to get resolved, and that is the center console and blink switches. So this car, brand new, had an MSRP of $72,000. $72,000, you can probably guess, gets you every single thing in the car. Well, no. You can see that, down here, there are six blank switches down here that are just duds. And every single time you get into this car, you get reminded that you couldn't afford these options, or the previous owner couldn't afford these options. So again, I just think that that's just kind of stupid. Why put blank switches there in the first place? But again, it's just so they're there. And as well as this button, you may say it's a blank switch, but this is the exact same controller for the top in the 911s. And this button puts up your rear deflector. This one is already installed, as you can see. But anyways, that wouldn't really count as a blank switch. But again, blank switches in a $70,000 car are just super, super annoying. So we should hope car manufacturers ditch them in the future. Now, let's get into the final thing I hate about this car, and that is options. Now, when it comes to options in these, you can basically build them on how you like. Porsche dealers sometimes build their own, but most people just build their own from the get-go. So, for example, I bet that this owner probably optioned out their car or the things that they wanted. And as an option, back in 2017, keyless entry was not an option. I'm serious. I'm coming up to the door. You may be thinking, oh, there should be something on the door handle. Yep, nothing. There's no button, no nothing. It should be on the top, maybe on the side. No keyless entry. So that's obviously an option. Now, power folding mirrors. Most cars have them. When you lock the car, the mirrors power fold in. They don't. They don't even fold in from the get-go. As you can see, I tried pressing these two buttons. Sometimes that works. No power folding button anywhere. So mirrors don't power fold in. Or let me know in the comment section down below. Do these mirrors power fold in? It's a base 2017 Boxster that I'm reviewing. I don't really see a power mirror control. So they do have power mirrors, but I don't know if they are power folding. Also, which isn't that big of a deal, is this one has there's no keyless entry. It's just a stick the key in and turn the ignition. Which, I mean, I can't really complain. It's really satisfying to turn the key in these. But again, bad mark, and most cars have it to these days. Anything else? Android Auto doesn't have it. Only Apple CarPlay, which is disappointing because they assume that when you buy one of these, you have an iPhone, but you don't. So no Android Auto. Disappointing. And I can go on and on and on and on, but again, you get what I mean. A lot of options are missing, and a lot of options do cost a lot of money. For example, this car comes standard with a manual transmission. This is a $3,000 option to get the PDK automatic. Front and rear parking sensors. If you want them in the back, that's $400. If you want them all around, that's $800. And I can go on and on and on about all these options, but again, options are kind of expensive and kind of weird. And some of this stuff, like parking sensors and keyless entry and power folding mirrors, should all come standard on these type of things, but they don't, which is disappointing. Those are 5 things and 3 things I hate about the Porsche Boxster. And I do really like this car. It is an awesome car. And I hope I do get to review another Porsche sometime in the future after I reviewed a older Boxster. You'll be seeing on the Shep Reviews Cars channel a review of the newer Boxster, this particular one to be exact. So look forward to that. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my car review channel. I'll link in the description down below. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. Comment down below what your favorite feature is on the Porsche Boxster, and what Porsche would you have. Like the video, comment, like, subscribe, turn notifications on so you never miss a single upload, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.